The movie unfolds through 6 chapters, told out of chronological order, each revealing different pieces of a twisted story. As we dive into these moments, you'll uncover a dark tale of survival, deception, and brutal violence. Now, let's explore the harrowing events that took place between 2018 and 2020, when a notorious serial killer was on the loose. Chapter 3. Can you help me, please? Our story begins in the wilderness of Oregon, where a young woman, referred to as the Lady, is fleeing for her life. She's being hunted by a ruthless killer known as the Demon. As the Demon chases her in his pickup truck, he takes aim and shoots at her car, forcing her to crash. Injured and terrified, she escapes into the dense woods, trying to find refuge. Her ear has been severed, and she quickly tends to her wound before continuing to hide, with the relentless Demon hot on her trail. In her desperate attempt to survive, the Lady stumbles upon a secluded home belonging to an elderly couple, Frederick and Genevieve. She begs them for help, hoping this sanctuary will be her salvation. Chapter 5. Here, Kitty, Kitty. The Lady is now hiding in a chest freezer, her heart pounding as the Demon prowls the house, searching for her. The eerie silence is broken by the sight of Frederick's lifeless body in the kitchen, while Genevieve is nowhere to be found. The Demon moves through the house, firing his rifle into various chests, but each time he misses. Finally, he fires a shot into the freezer. The Lady's scream gives away her position, and the Demon knows exactly where she is. Chapter 1. Mr. Snuffles. Flashback to the beginning of the Lady and the Demon's dark encounter. They meet for what seems to be a casual one-night stand. This time, the Lady has red hair, and she suggests engaging in BDSM. As they sit in the car outside a motel, she discusses the risks women take in situations like this, even going so far as to ask the Demon if he's a serial killer. He laughs it off, dismissing the idea. What follows is a tense scene where the two share beer, cigarettes, and flirtatious banter. Once inside the motel room, things take a sinister turn. The Lady asks the Demon to tie her up and choke her as part of their play. But when the Demon gets more aggressive, she uses the safe word, Mr. Snuffleupagus. Thinking he has gone too far, the Demon apologizes, only for the Lady to start laughing, enjoying the intensity of the moment. Yet, as their twisted game continues, the Lady experiences a brief, terrifying vision of the Demon. Chapter 4. The Mountain People. Back at the couple's home, we see Frederick and Genevieve enjoying a peaceful morning, unaware of the danger about to arrive at their doorstep. When the Lady knocks frantically at their door, begging for help, they bring her inside, treating her injuries and offering her food. Genevieve goes to retrieve some medicine, while Frederick attempts to call the police. But the Lady insists he doesn't. Moments later, chaos erupts. Genevieve hears Frederick shouting, and when she returns, she finds her husband stabbed and beaten with the phone. The Lady, knowing the couple are doomsday preppers, forces Genevieve to gather supplies for her. As Genevieve runs for her life into the woods, the Lady prepares for the inevitable arrival of the Demon by hiding in the freezer. Chapter 2. The Electric Lady. In the motel room, we see the Lady and the Demon in the throes of their dangerous game. This time, they're not only engaging in physical acts but also taking drugs together, snorting lines of cocaine. But something feels off. The Demon begins to lose his balance and struggles to leave the room. That's when the Lady reveals she's drugged him with ketamine. While he's incapacitated, she takes her time carving the letters EL into his chest, proudly unveiling herself as the Electric Lady, a notorious serial killer. She rifles through his belongings, discovering his true identity: he's a cop. Just as she's about to finish him off, the Demon recovers enough to pull out his gun and shoot her, severing her ear. Injured and reeling, the Lady runs to a nearby motel, where she encounters the clerk, Libby, and her assistant, Tanya. When Libby tries to call the police, the Lady brutally stabs her and demands Tanya hand over her car keys. This leads to the intense chase scene we saw earlier. Chapter 6. Who's Gary Gilmore? After an intense struggle, the Lady appears to be unconscious from the Demon's punch. He calls for backup, revealing his real name, RC. However, the Lady regains consciousness and confesses her fascination with the infamous killer Gary Gilmore, who inspired her to kill. She also admits that during their time together, she started developing real feelings for him. As the Demon attempts to regain control, the Lady unleashes her final, gruesome attack, using bear spray to blind him before sinking her teeth into his neck, tearing out his jugular. The Demon bleeds out, and the Lady seizes his gun. As backup arrives, fellow officers Pete and Gail find the scene. The lady pretends to be a victim, and Gail falls for her act, but Pete remains suspicious. They take the lady with them, driving away as they attempt to make sense of what just happened. On the road, they run into Genevieve, who's desperately seeking help. But before she can reveal the lady's true identity, the lady shoots her point blank. She forces the officers to hand over their weapons but spares Gail's life in a twisted gesture of gratitude for her kindness. Epilogue. As the movie nears its end, the lady orders Pete to stop the car on a deserted road. In a tense exchange, Pete asks her why she kills, to which she cryptically responds that sometimes she doesn't see people as human, but as devils. In a moment of eerie silence, she experiences another vision of a red devil before shooting Pete. She leaves the car and flags down another driver, feigning innocence once more. However, as she prepares to continue her murderous spree, the driver turns the tables, shooting the lady in self-defense. As she dies slowly in the backseat, her vision blurs, and once again, she's haunted by the red devil that guided her actions throughout her life. The lady, who brought death and terror to so many, dies painfully, her reign of violence finally over, but the nightmare lingers for those left behind. So that's the end of our movie. If you've come this far, make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe my channel. See you later.